Doctor's warning: 5 foods you must never reheat. Cancer risk explained. It is crucial to understand that reheating certain foods can trigger silent chemical reactions, which have been directly linked to increased cancer cell growth, inflammation, and accelerated aging. Medical research spanning years has highlighted these concerns, yet many remain unaware of the profound impact these everyday habits can have on health. A significant study, following thousands of older adults for several years, revealed a concerning pattern. Individuals who frequently reheated specific food types exhibited a 34% higher concentration of certain harmful compounds in their bloodstream. These compounds are formally classified as probable human carcinogens by global health organizations. This percentage is not a minor detail. It represents a significant hidden risk in many kitchens. One particular item on our list is especially surprising, as it is widely considered a cornerstone of a healthy diet, consumed multiple times a week by many older adults. The revelations about this food challenged even experienced professionals when the research first emerged. This information is specifically tailored for those in their later years, acknowledging that the body's biology changes with age, requiring advice that is relevant and beneficial. We are counting down from 5 to 1, with each subsequent food presenting a more critical warning. Number 5. Rice. Rice is a staple for billions globally and has been consumed for millennia, often considered harmless. However, a specific issue arises when cooked rice is allowed to cool and then reheated. When cooked rice remains at room temperature, a common spore-forming bacterium begins to multiply rapidly. While reheating will destroy the bacteria themselves, it does not eliminate the toxins they have already produced. These toxins are heat-stable, surviving common reheating methods like microwaves or stovetops. Once consumed, these toxins initiate a cascade of gastrointestinal inflammation. For individuals over a certain age, this inflammation can be significantly more damaging than it would be for younger people. The reason for this heightened vulnerability in aging bodies lies in the gut's mucosal lining. Beyond a certain age, this protective layer begins to thin, a process known as intestinal senescence. Think of your gut lining like a robust barrier. In younger adults, it's strong and intact, but as we age, it can develop vulnerabilities, becoming more like a firewall with gaps. When bacterial toxins from improperly handled rice encounter a compromised gut lining, they can more easily pass into the bloodstream. This triggers what scientists call systemic low-grade inflammation, a chronic inflammatory state linked to serious health conditions, including certain types of cancer, cardiovascular issues, and cognitive decline. Research from food safety agencies has shown that improper storage and reheating of rice contribute to tens of thousands of food poisoning cases annually in some regions, with older adults disproportionately affected by the more severe outcomes. The practical solution is straightforward. If you cook rice, eat it immediately. If storage is necessary, refrigerate it within 1 hour of cooking. This time frame is critical. Not 2 or 3 hours, but 1. If you intend to reheat it, add a splash of water and heat it until it reaches a vigorous steam, ensuring the internal temperature is consistently at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit throughout. Then consume it without delay. It is crucial never to reheat rice a second time. A single reheating is already pushing the boundaries of safety. A second instance significantly increases the potential danger. To add a protective measure, consider pairing your rice with turmeric and black pepper. The active compound in turmeric has been shown in studies to help suppress the very inflammatory pathways that these bacterial toxins activate, creating a meaningful protective effect when consumed together. Number 4. Chicken. Moving from a pantry staple, we now turn our attention to a food found in almost every refrigerator: chicken. What happens to chicken during reheating, especially in a microwave, is considered a significant structural challenge by food scientists. Chicken is an excellent source of protein, which is vital for health. However, protein has a chemical vulnerability. When chicken is reheated, particularly in a microwave, its protein structures begin to break down and transform into undesirable compounds. Specifically, compounds known as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, form in considerably higher concentrations with each reheating cycle. Think of AGEs as a form of rust that develops on proteins. Every time you apply high, uneven heat to already cooked protein, you accelerate this rusting process. Once consumed, AGEs bind to specific receptors in the body, initiating inflammatory signaling. They are directly linked to accelerated cellular aging, stiffening of blood vessels, and the promotion of an environment that can make it easier for unhealthy cells to survive and grow. Studies from medical institutions have indicated that individuals consuming diets rich in ages exhibit significantly elevated markers of oxidative stress. Older adults, in particular, show a reduced ability to eliminate these compounds from their bodies compared to younger individuals. This is because, with age, the efficiency of the body's primary detoxification organs, the kidneys and liver, can decrease. What a younger person might process and eliminate in hours can remain in an older person's system for days. If chicken is a part of your diet, which it should be as lean protein is essential for preventing age-related muscle loss and maintaining independence, it is best consumed fresh. Cook only the amount you plan to eat in a single sitting. If reheating is absolutely necessary, do so on a low stovetop setting, adding some moisture, and ensure the internal temperature does not exceed 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Accompany your chicken with a generous serving of cruciferous vegetables like broccoli or Brussels sprouts. The compounds in these vegetables activate a specific protein in the body that essentially enhances the cellular defense system against oxidative damage, providing a protective effect. Positive health changes, including significant reductions in inflammatory markers and improved energy levels, have been observed in individuals who adopt these practices. Number 3. Eggs. Next on our list is a universally beloved food, eggs, which many assume are practically immune to chemical changes. However, reheated eggs undergo one of the most chemically dramatic transformations of any food when subjected to reheating, especially in a microwave. When eggs are cooked and then reheated, their proteins, specifically the amino acid chains that form albumin and ovalbumin, denature in a way that generates oxidized cholesterol compounds. While cholesterol itself has been reevaluated and is not the sole villain it was once perceived to be, oxidized cholesterol, cholesterol chemically altered by heat, exposure is an entirely different concern. Research published in food chemistry journals has identified numerous distinct oxysterol compounds in reheated eggs. These compounds are directly cytotoxic, meaning they are toxic to living cells, particularly the endothelial cells that line the blood vessels. For older adults whose cardiovascular systems may already be experiencing increased arterial rigidity, a regular intake of oxidized cholesterol compounds disrupting their inner lining is highly undesirable. Beyond cardiovascular risk, animal studies at research institutions have demonstrated that dietary oxysterols can promote the growth of abnormal cells in certain tissues by suppressing a natural immune surveillance mechanism that the body uses to detect and eliminate abnormal cells. This vital mechanism, which initiates programmed cell death for damaged cells, is known to be less efficient in older adults compared to younger individuals. Therefore, consuming reheated eggs can essentially add fuel to a problem that the aging body is less equipped to handle. The practical advice here is clear and essential. Eggs must be eaten fresh. If you are preparing scrambled eggs or a frittata, consume them immediately after they are cooked. For advanced preparation, a soft-boiled or hard-boiled egg consumed cold is a safer alternative because the absence of additional heat prevents further formation of these harmful oxysterol compounds. To enhance protection, pair your eggs with fresh spinach and a drizzle of olive oil. The plant compounds in olive oil and the specific nutrients in spinach work together to create a quenching effect on lipid oxidation. This means they can literally absorb and neutralize some of these harmful compounds before the body has to process them, offering a valuable biochemical defense. Number 2. Spinach and leafy green vegetables. This particular item often comes as a surprise, given the widespread perception of spinach and other leafy greens as ultimate superfoods. And indeed, fresh spinach is one of the most nutritionally dense foods available. However, reheated spinach is a biochemically distinct food, and the difference is significant. Spinach naturally contains high levels of nitrates, which in its fresh state contribute to its health benefits by converting into nitric oxide in the body, supporting blood pressure and circulation. The issue arises when spinach is cooked and then reheated. Under heat stress, these same nitrates undergo a chemical transformation, converting into nitrites. When these nitrites then interact with amino acids present in spinach, especially within the acidic environment of the stomach, they form nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are among the most thoroughly studied carcinogenic compounds in food science. Leading cancer research bodies have classified certain nitrosamines as confirmed causes of cancer in humans. Studies have shown that reheated spinach can contain nitrosamine concentrations several times higher than freshly cooked spinach. This applies not only to spinach, but also to other nitrate-rich leafy greens such as kale, chard, beet greens, and celery. The underlying chemical mechanism and the outcome are the same. For older adults, this problem is compounded by the fact that the production of stomach acid naturally decreases with age. Research indicates that a significant percentage of older adults produce substantially less stomach acid than they did in their younger years. Lower stomach acid can actually accelerate the conversion of nitrites into nitrosamines. Consequently, the aging digestive system is not only more vulnerable to the damage, but is also more prone to facilitating the creation of these harmful compounds in the first place. Therefore, consume your leafy greens either fresh or cooked and eaten immediately. If you have leftover cooked greens, it is imperative not to reheat them. Instead, they can be safely eaten cold in a salad, blended into a smoothie with a protein powder, or simply discarded. This is one area where the rule is absolute. To further safeguard your health, pair your fresh spinach with foods rich in vitamin C, such as lemon juice, bell peppers, or strawberries. Vitamin C is a powerful inhibitor of nitrosamine formation. Research from a prominent university found that ascorbic acid consumed alongside nitrate-rich foods can significantly reduce nitrosamine creation. This combination of spinach with lemon, for instance, is not merely a culinary preference, but a sound biochemical protection. Many individuals have reported remarkable health improvements after making these dietary adjustments, including normalized inflammatory markers and a renewed sense of vitality. Number 1. Mushrooms. We now arrive at the single most dangerous food to reheat, according to current scientific evidence: mushrooms. This information often surprises many, including those who have dedicated years to studying nutrition. The key lies in mushrooms' extraordinarily complex protein structure. They contain all 8 essential amino acids, making them a rare, complete protein among plant-based foods. However, this very complexity becomes a problem when heat is reapplied. When mushrooms are cooked, their proteins immediately begin to break down. Unlike chicken or eggs, the protein compounds in mushrooms are particularly unstable under secondary heat exposure. Reheating mushrooms triggers the rapid oxidation of their polyunsaturated fatty acid content, leading to the production of a class of compounds called malondialdehyde, often abbreviated MDA. MDA is recognized as one of the most potent markers of lipid peroxidation and cellular DNA damage in nutritional biochemistry. Research from scientific academies has demonstrated that reheated mushrooms exhibited MDA concentrations several 100% higher than freshly cooked mushrooms. This dramatic increase is deeply concerning. MDA does not passively remain in the digestive tract. It crosses the intestinal barrier and enters the systemic circulation, where it reacts directly with DNA in a process called adduct formation. This means MDA physically attaches to DNA strands, causing the type of mutations that are precursors to cancer development. Major toxicology programs have identified MDA as a clear animal carcinogen with strong evidence for its relevance to human health. For older adults, this is particularly detrimental because the efficiency of DNA repair declines with age. Studies from research institutes focused on aging have shown that by a certain age, the cell's ability to detect and repair DNA damage is significantly less effective than in younger adults. Consequently, the DNA damage incurred from compounds in reheated mushrooms is less likely to be detected and corrected. This damage accumulates over time, and accumulation is precisely how mutations can progress into malignancy. The solution is elegantly simple. Always cook mushrooms fresh. They cook quickly, typically within 6 to 8 minutes, in a hot pan with a small amount of olive oil and garlic. If you have leftover cooked mushrooms, consume them cold in a wrap or a salad. They are quite delicious. This way. Never microwave them or reheat them on the stove. Furthermore, pair your fresh mushrooms with a source of vitamin D, such as wild salmon, sardines, or a high-quality supplement. Mushrooms and vitamin D work synergistically to activate natural killer cells, which are your immune system's frontline defense against abnormal cell growth. This pairing has been shown in studies to significantly enhance immune surveillance in older adults. This discussion ultimately transcends the mere act of eating. It is about embracing the vibrant, independent life you deserve. Every decision made in the kitchen either strengthens your body or subtly weakens it. The encouraging truth, observed over decades of professional experience, is that the body, even in later years, possesses a remarkable capacity to respond positively to the right inputs. Inflammatory markers can decrease, energy levels can rebound, and mental clarity can improve. It is never too late to make these beneficial changes. Individuals in their later years have been seen to reclaim vitality they thought was permanently lost, simply by making more informed choices about their food. You are not a passive observer in this journey. You are the active driver. You now possess vital information that can empower you to make healthier choices and live a longer, healthier life.